Hey everybody, this is TJR.
And this is Robert Kinsler.
And we're back with the next episode of our Top 100 Songs of All Time. We're going to be talking about songs number 21 through 25. And in case you're new to this segment, the whole point of this is our Top 100 Songs of All Time based on stream of consciousness. You know, we're not thinking about historical significance. We're not thinking about, its place in history. We're just saying the first song that comes to our mind when we try to think of what our top 100 songs are. And that's kind of how it's going. So this is very personal. Sir, do you want to go ahead and start?
I might as well, right?
Yes, why not?
One of us has to.
Why not?
Right?
It should be you.
So I'm going to go with a song that I've just absolutely loved this song since I first heard it many, many years ago, and that's Sanctify Yourself by Simple Minds. This is a song from 1985's Once Upon a Time. It's just a driving, throbbing, just a great song that kind of combines the best of kind of classic rock and roll and what I would say was modern rock in the 80s. It's just one of those tracks that makes you feel good. It makes you want to just get up and kind of move with the music. And I don't think I can say a lot more about it than that, but I just love the song. And I recently had a chance to finally see Simple Minds live, and it was killer when they did that song live too. I loved it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give my number 21, and it's Bleed Like Me by Garbage from the album Bleed Like Me. And this is kind of the song that really was the turning point for me with Garbage. I was familiar with Garbage, like their hits. I saw the video first was what happened. I saw the video. The video is amazing for the song. It completely sold me. But it's the song that made me decide I want to go hear the rest of the album. I bought the album. And then I started to become a real fan of Garbage. I love the fact that it has kind of a dark, Beatlesque sound to it. I think it's the closest that Garbage has sounded to the Beatles. And I love how it builds the chorus that Shirley Manson sings at the end of the song. Have you seen my scars? Correction, you should see my scars. Okay, back to the regularly scheduled program. I just love the way that sounds with the rest of the songs and the very beautiful, sweet way that it's sung. It's really the song that really made me want to just know more about that band.
Yeah, and Garbage is great. I've seen them, I think, 3 times now. I just love Garbage, and I do try to see them when I can. And Shirley Manson, what a great singer, and the whole band's great.
Oh, the band is amazing.
Yeah, band is amazing. Yeah. So for my, moving on now to track 22.
Yes.
And this is a song. I mean, almost any song from the Smiths could get on my list, but this is Please, Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want. And what's so impressive about the song is that it's a relatively short song. Morrissey sings at the beginning, and then it has this instrumental section, but there's something very haunting, and it's one of those songs that you can never just play it once. You have to keep repeating. And I remember when I first heard it back in the 80s, I would repeat it, many, many times. But I just love the song, and the song has always had a profound kind of impact on me when I've listened to it, and that feeling has never gone away after so many years, so I know it has to be on my list.
Okay. I'm not sure I'm familiar with that one, but now I should check it out.
Yeah, you should check it out.
My number 22, I'm really shocked. As I wrote this one down, I was shocked that I hadn't mentioned this one yet sooner. But American Pie by Don McLean from the album American Pie.
Yeah.
And what can I say about this song that hasn't already been said? It's
iconic or what?
Do I need to say anything really? Do I really need to? I think if I had to point out the most amazing thing about this song is its wonderfully epic and evocative lyrics. That to this day, every time I hear it, it brings up just a wealth of imagery in my head.
Yeah, it does.
It's never stopped doing that. So yeah, it's my number 22.
Yeah, what a masterwork that is for Don McLean. Yeah. So my number 23 is Under Pressure from Queen and David Bowie. And I knew Queen was going to be on this list and David Bowie was on this list, so why not get them on together, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, kind of like what you just said, this might be the best ever rock collaboration. I mean, I can't think of a better one, really, than that. It's amazing, and I think it may have been on Wikipedia or something, I don't want to take credit, but I said this was performed at every Queen concert from 1981 until the end of the band's touring career in 1986, and you can see why. It's just such a great song, and and it comes on the radio, and it's still, you have to crank it up and just be swept away by kind of the, it's one of these songs that it exists in its own world. It's not quite fully a David Bowie song or quite fully a Queen song. It's under pressure, and that's what it is.
It's Under Pressure by Queen and David Bowie.
Yeah, it's a great song.
And it could have been called Under Pressure by David Bowie and Queen.
Yeah.
It's just, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I've loved that song forever.
Yeah.
And I'm shocked that one hasn't made my list yet.
Yeah, maybe it will.
Maybe it will, yes. So, my number 23, Slipping into Darkness by War. I describe this song as a kind of a dark Latin funk. I love the soulful chorus of voices that are in the song. I love the very ambiguous yet frightening lyrics. Lines like, when I talk to my brother who never said their names. And I love being able to interpret that different ways. That is my number 23, Slipping into Darkness by War.
Yeah, that's cool. That is a song that I probably need to hear. I mean, I'm familiar with War. I know even when a Project True, we once opened for War, which was a very cool show. I mean, I definitely need to check that one out.
Sure. I think you have heard it. You probably just have not heard it in a long time.
Exactly.
If I play it for you later, I'm sure you'll recognize it.
I'll definitely check it out later.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, and hopefully I pronounce this one. This next track, there's so many great Radiohead songs, but I think for me, the reason I picked this track off In Rainbows, and it's titled Weird Fishes /Arpeggi, is just because it's that perfect combination of where the song sweeps you away, but it's so complex. There's so many things going on in it. It's definitely not like the simplistic toe tapper. It's not power pop here, but it's such a great song. It just shows why Radiohead is so special and why there's no other band like that. And of course, they've done so many great songs over the years. I mean, it's almost criminal to just point out one, but I mean, I had to get Radiohead on the list.
Of course.
And when I've heard them do it live too, it was just stunning. So had to get that as my number 24.
Okay. So my number 24 is Loser by Beck, off of his first album, Mellow Gold. This was, of course, Beck's first hit. First thing that I heard from Beck. Basically, this song makes me feel stoned even when all I've had is a cup of green tea. This is a stoner song that will make you feel stoned without having to ingest anything. But also, this is the song that led to me wanting to hear his first album, and then I started to become a real Beck freak. Because I do hunt down singles that were not on albums, some of his weirder EP stuff, and I've become this Beck freak that hunts this stuff down. There's not many artists that I do that with.
Yeah.
And at some point, I should talk a little bit more about Beck and do maybe some in-depth analysis. But yeah, there we go, Loser by Beck.
And I love Beck too. I've seen him a number of times, primarily because my wonderful wife is a huge fan. So we go.
And she is very wonderful.
Yeah, she is.
For that reason.
No, for more than that. But I mean,
yes,
it's very cool that she's turned me on to many musical groups. So I think she's been more convincing, more persuasive to get me to like some of her groups than I've been some of my groups that I've got her into. But that's maybe another episode on that.
That's a story for another day.
But needless to say, Beck is just amazing. And he really has fun.
Yeah.
He really enjoys, I say there's that sense of discovery and fun on his records, but also you get that when you see him live as well, So
Absolutely.
Loser's a great song.
Okay. So now we're down to 25.
Okay.
And you are
first. And I'm pretty sure this was on your list, but I know it's been a while since we've got together, but Purple Haze by Jimi Hendrix. Okay. And if it wasn't, and of course I'm catching, because
if it wasn't, it should have been.
It should have been. So it's truly amazing that a song that I've heard, so many times, a zillion times, that you put it on, and you continue to hear new things in the song that you never heard before. Kind of like what we talk about the joy of listening to a Beatles album too. It's like there's that sense of discovery every time you play this track. It's just so amazing. I mean, it's easy to say, oh, it's a psychedelic rock song, but it's a lot more than that. I mean, it's the sound of the world's greatest ever electric guitar player pushing the boundaries beyond anyone. I mean, you think about from, that this record was made, 10 years after, you know, people were first hearing Chuck Berry and stuff, and you listen how far he pushed the boundaries of rock and the instrument. I mean, it's just a masterful, you know, timeless, one of the greatest ever rock songs of all time.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I 100%. And off of one of the greatest rock albums of all time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so it's time for my number 25. And it's interesting some of the synchronicity that's happening between our picks lately. My number 25 is the Wanton Song by Led Zeppelin off the album Physical Graffiti. Now, you know, Jimmy Page, I've heard him say that this particular riff for the Wanton Song is something that he said it was a riff that I felt like I could just keep listening to on infinite repeat and never get tired of. And I have to agree, that riff is probably, I would say, one of his single most strongest hard rock riffs since Whole Lotta Love, the guitar riff for Whole Lotta Love. It's that level strong that, just like Whole Lotta Love, it can make up 90% of the song.
Yeah.
However, though, the song does suddenly, just when you think it's never going to stop hitting you, chugging that riff at you, suddenly it shifts gears, goes into this much more complex section, and then effortlessly comes back to it again too. But yeah, a Wanton Song, it's just one aggressive MF of a song. Is all I can say.
Great song, yeah.
Maybe not as groundbreaking as Purple Haze, because once again, without Purple Haze, we may not have had a song like the Wanton Song by Led Zeppelin, because Jimi Hendrix was just like completely writing the book on what we thought of as far as heavy rock, heavy metal, acid rock, all of that. He was just writing the book on it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, and it's funny, really quickly, and I don't have it down exactly, but I saw Mark Farner recently, Grand Funk Railroad, and he recalled how he was friends with Jimi Hendrix, and like he said, you know, it's like, where does that, like, even he was saying, like, nobody knew where that stuff was coming from, what Hendrix was doing. I mean, it's probably kind of like people's reaction when they would hear like a Beatles track. It's like some people are like, oh, okay, I heard the Beatles do this, and they'll try to match that. Then the Beatles wouldn't take another leap. That would blow everybody away. And that's kind of what Hendrix was doing in a slightly different, you know, realm of the musical universe than the Beatles were doing. But, you know, I still think to this day, what a loss that he passed away at 27. We lost him
too early.
Way too young. Yeah.
Way too early.
But yeah, great list. TJ.
Yeah, you too. You too. So that's our 21 through 25. And a lot of our viewers have been putting their own list as well. Every time we do one, they give us their next set. So we want to know your 21 through 25.
And we really do read those, and we love those. I read every one of them. Yeah, they're very cool.
I read every one of them. And share that with us. If you like what we're doing, everybody, please be sure to click subscribe and click notifications so you can know when we release new videos. For those of you who are already subscribers, thank you so much. For those of you who support us on Patreon, huge thank you very much. So we're now past the quarter mark.
Yeah, hard to believe we made it.
Yeah, so
next time we'll be doing starting with 26.
26 through 30 is the next one. So start working on your next set, and we'll be back with our next set. Take care, everybody.
See you later, everybody.
Bye-bye.